Hey guys, Crypto Hustler 101, your guide to cryptocurrency, and this is part two. Part two, we're talking about what is Darwinia Network. Darwinia Network is the Internet of Tokens. As an open cross-chain bridge protocol based on the Substrate, Darwinia focuses on the construction of future of Internet of Tokens. This includes decentralized token swaps, exchange, and market. So what they're focusing on right now is building their mainnet right now, which in the future they're going to be exchanging NFTs using cross-chain. So this is going to be completely decentralized. There's no mediary, so you don't have to worry about someone holding your NFTs of value, and also coins if tokens are being held as a mediary. So you don't have to worry about that. So this is where it all ties in with evolution.land. So with evolution.land, this allows complete cross-chain exchanges, decentralized, with no mediary holding your tokens. Everybody is appointed that has a purpose in the chain with nodes, and they are able to put up a certain amount of tokens to maintain staking, to be certain advisors to transact your tokens. Obviously, if they do anything that is negative, they get slashed and their tokens can be taken away from them. So there is penalties for bad behavior. So this is going to be completely decentralized, and this is where it goes and interconnects with evolution.land. So you see the architecture. These are public chains on the left side: Ethereum, Tron, and more. The middle is going to be the bridge chain, which is Darwinia. This is going to be, the first game, evolution.land, and then consortium chains. So that's going to be interconnecting and more. And this is where solo chains, which are going to be connected directly to Darwinia just to do transactions, and using Polkadot parachain to interconnect throughout the whole Substrate ecosystem. So it has a huge purpose here. Is going to be the back end to Polkadot Network, Substrate, as well as Kusama with Darwinia Crab, which we'll talk about that in another segment. So we want to go on the Darwinia economic model. So we're going to talk about Ring. Ring is a native token of Darwinia Network. Ring can be used as gas for transactions, gas included transaction fees, contract execution, network bandwidth charges, storage fees, and more. So Ring is basically going to be what ETH is, right? It's going to be ETH for Ethereum, Ether for Ethereum network, right? You don't use Ethereum for the network, you use Ether. So that's the same as if Ring for transaction costs. Of course, Ring is a very low value currency, so it doesn't cost a lot, and transaction fees are very low. So, and they're very, very fast. The TPS is extremely faster than Ethereum. So we'll talk more about the specifics of tokens on another segment. And then there is Katon. Katon is to encourage users to make long-term commitments and pledges that users can choose to lock Ring for 3 to 36 months in the process of staking. The system will offer a Katon token as reward for users participating in staking. So at this time, they just opened, as of today, the bridge to Darwinia Network, which is a one-way bridge right now from Ethereum. There's no bridge for Tron, which will be fully released on the final stages. There will be a dual bridge, a bi-directional bridge at some point. So we will talk more about that in another segment as we progress with the blockchain being fully developed. I personally have been staking for the last month or so, receiving dividends with my Katon, staking Katon to receive Ring, which then I pledge my Ring and lock it up for more Katon. So this is another segment about Darwinia. We're going to be going back into what evolution.land is. So staking. Darwinia Network will distribute Ring as an incentive to participate in staking. The process of staking can also be understood as a proof of stake POS mining process, where the miner obtains staking energy by pledging tokens for proof of stake mining. So here you can kind of see what's going on here. The main Darwinia bridge chain connects to Tron NFTs, Ring, TRC20, Katon, and various other elements such as resources which are not on the market at this time for Tron. If you go on the Ethereum side here on the left, you can see that NFTs and DAI are available on Ethereum at ERC20, as well as Ring and Katon, and resources, which at this time Ring, Katon, and Wood is available for purchasing on Uniswap, which we'll talk about how to get Ring, Katon, and other resources on decentralized exchanges such as Uniswap. But that we'll talk about that in another segment. You'll also see here on the Crab Network. Crab Network is the test network with actual economic value, similar to Kusama. I haven't spoke too much about Kusama. I'm not going to talk too much about Kusama in this particular, but Kusama is essentially the test network for Polkadot that has real economic value. So if anyone wants to test a new technology on Kusama before releasing it on Polkadot, then you would go ahead and test it on that. Just the same as Kovan on Ethereum Network. They have that on Tron as well. There's test networks you can use. But in this case, Crab Network, which is Darwinia Network's test network, Canary Network essentially, they have which is called C-Ring, which is a 1 to 100th value. So for every 100 C-Ring, it's worth 1 ring, which there will be a bridge that will be bidirectional for both, so you can send Ring and C-Ring back and forth. There is also C-Katon, which hasn't been mentioned if it's going to be utilized for any value outside of the Crab Network, so that is to be announced. So there's no economic value for C-Katon at this time, but for testing purposes, it has value to produce more C-Ring, which is an economic value. Anyways, so if you could hear on the right side is other chains. So other chains such as EOS, Neo, Near Protocol. These are being implemented at some point, maybe not. There was I forgot which network it was. I just saw it the other day. But essentially, there was another network that they were testing and put apostles on. It wasn't officially announced, but they released apostles, 100 apostles for that network, which was really kind of secretive, but that we won't talk too much about that because there's not enough information about that. So we're going to go here down here. You can see that interconnected through DEX, using DAI, stable currency through Maker, Ring, Ring and Tron, and also Bitcoin, DAI, EOS, and Ethereum. DEX, a decentralized application based on Darwinia cross-chain bridges as a core technology to realize automatic cross-chain transactions between tokens. So this will go maybe in the back end of Polkastarter or Polkaswap, we don't know. This hasn't been fully released, and this is just based on my perception. The NFT network. So the NFT network, of course, OpenSea, there's Rarible, there's other, you can be able to purchase shares of your NFTs. So there's multiple aspects of NFTs. And the thing about NFT is the valuation is very vague, depending on if it's been, if it's publicly available NFT, if it's a, NFT that's based on a game, if it's NFT in the future that's based on insurance. So you want to be able to have full security on your NFTs, right? So this allows you to, Darwinia Network allows you to exchange NFTs of any value to anything across multiple blockchains, as long as there is a economic value that's equal to both sides, right? So say you want to trade an NFT, and the other side they want to trade you a Bitcoin, right? So as long as it's equitable for both sides to agree that this is what they want, the transaction will complete. If it doesn't, it will fail, essentially. So we'll talk more about the dynamics of Darwinia implementing into evolution land in the future. So stay tuned. So NFT market, decentralized NFT auction market, which supports NFT auctions of different blockchain that works through cross-chain auctions, creates a new NFT cross-chain circulation scenario. So we're going to look at the roadmap. So if you see the roadmap right here, I'm just going to go over to the next screen. 2019 on July. So this is what Darwinia started their testnet. This was a testnet that was just after building the Byzantine side of evolution land. So if you go to evolution land, you can see the release of the white paper, which was in 2018, and then the Byzantine launch. The Byzantine land launch was actually second released. This is kind of backwards. Actually, the Atlantis land launch was launched in late 2018. Byzantine land launch was released in January 2019. And then Darwinia Crab Test Network. So there's kind of a jump here. So the Crawfish Test Network was in between. There was Ice Frog Test Network, and then the Crab Network was released. So you can see over here the open cross-chain transactions by Darwinia. So if you go over here to mainnet, in between here, they released the Genesis to mainnet. So you're able to send your Katon ring and C ring to stake or have a node on the mainnet before anyone had access to. So since then, they just opened the one direction wormhole from Ethereum to Darwinia Network mainnet. So after that, there's going to be a bidirectional, and Tron and whatnot is going to be transactions. So that is very important aspect for Evolution Land's development, as in once that is completed, the bidirectional, there will be complete liquidity of Katon and ring. So C ring back and forth of bidirectional for ring and C ring. Also ring across Ethereum ERC20 to Substrate based Darwinia Network back and forth, same as Katon. So this brings a lot of liquidity to the market, and after these aspects, they'll be focusing back onto Evolution Land, which Evolution Land has a lot more features to develop, such as building buildings on your land, using resources to build buildings, using your resources to build items, different apostles. I'm sure there's going to be different types of apostles, more than what they are. Utilizing certain attributes, the wars and the battles, and just more development on Evolution Land. That since Darwinia Network was needed to be built, then the transition from Evolution Land on Ethereum and Tron will be transferring into Darwinia Network mainnet. So we'll see how it goes in the future. I will definitely release more videos on those segments as we proceed here on the mainnet and being fully developed. And if you guys have any questions, you can contact me. I'm Crypto Hustler 101. You can find me at Crypto Hustler 101 on Discord. If you haven't followed Darwinia Network, at Darwinia Network, you can find them on Telegram. Look up Evolution Land on Telegram as well. And this is part 2, talking about Darwinia Network. Peace.